This is Brandon Boyd, your host. I'm going to do a share screen here with you guys so that you can actually see my screen. When you can, just put a yes inside of the chat box there. We're on I Am Elite on Facebook. We're also recorded to cloud. All right, perfect. So it is being recorded. So super excited to have you guys on the call this evening. I want to say good evening to those who are on here for the very first time. So I do these every single Tuesday. Every single Tuesday, I come on here and basically give you guys training on how to actually go out and build as a business owner. How to build as a business owner, because so many people struggle with actually building the business side of the business, especially business like this, because the reality is, look, you know, we got people who trade. We got people that just want to trade, and that's completely fine. I trade myself, and I make a lot of money trading. But there is a business side that can actually give you more money as well, so that you actually are able to have more money to trade, more money to compound. All right. So one of the things that I want to actually talk about today, and I've talked about this before, but I thought it was really important for you guys to understand webinars, systems, and leveraging your leaders. This is something that I've mastered for years now. And I've helped my team be able to duplicate the same. That's why I've been able to make millions of dollars in this industry, millions, and have over 1 million customers in my organization, in my career. So I want to show you guys 3 parts. The first is the power of webinars. Besides an in-person meeting, my own experience has been the following. Webinars, namely Zooms, are ranked number 1 as most effective for conversion. So the question is this: are you using them? I know for myself, maybe not you guys, but for myself, we do webinars typically Monday through Thursday. A lot of you guys don't know, I actually do 22 webinars a week. 22, I've done it for years. And that's being busy as well as a family man. So the question is, are you using them? Because they're extremely effective. We actually do them twice a day for people to see an overview on the company. See, the thing is your prospects need to hear it from someone other than you. The reason being is because they're asking you, how much money are you making? Are you having and seeing success, right? Are you having and seeing success? They need to hear it from someone who is actually doing this and being successful with it at the same time. Remember, you are the messenger, you're not the message. You're the trailer, the movie trailer, not the actual movie itself. See, we got many webinars a week, like I said. You can check our schedule right on the training site. You can plug people in right on Telegram, Zoom, WhatsApp. We got all the stuff there, the Facebook pages as well. All you do is you invite people, you let the pros, meaning those who are making 6, 7, 8-figure incomes, close your people. So I found early on, one thing that was really helpful to me is that I took myself out of the equation from having to be the person who was doing all the presentations, was afraid to do it, was afraid of them saying no, so I'd keep talking, right? And when I just decided to become the professional inviter, that's what I called myself back then. I'm a professional inviter. I was inviting people to see the deal, not explain the deal, okay? I became a master at the invite process, and I ended up building a huge team because all I did was get my people in front of the professionals, okay? Now, part 2 is the system. This part is very important for you guys to understand. Systems are duplicatable. People are not. Systems can run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. System stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. Guys, if you're not using a system, right now, whether it's online or offline, you are making a big mistake. Because what happens is you're going to go out there and try and build this on your own, reinvent the wheel. You'll never actually duplicate your team. You want to be focused on being an events and tools driven individual. And what I mean by that is you should be using the different events that we have going on in this company, the different tools that we provide, and driving people to those. For example, People are going to ask you questions frequently. Guys, you should see my inboxes, my text messages, my notifications, the amount of questions that I get from people. And a lot of times that I respond with, great, you know what, just did a video on that. Here it is, give them the link. Now, sometimes I'll give them the quick answer, but say, here's the video. That way that they don't need to ask me again, and they know to be able to share that with others as well. Because if you're answering all the questions, what's going to happen is you're going to halt your own duplication because you're spending all your time answering questions. This goes for the traders out there as well. Traders sometimes are spending more time doing customer service, trying to help people learn how to do a pending order, than they are actually executing trades and sending out trade ideas, right? So you want to make sure that you're plugging people, plugging people into the system and the tools that we have. You want to focus on getting customers and IBOs to events. And I'm going to say that again. You want to focus on getting customers and IBOs to the events. The events can be live, in-person events, but they can be webinars as well. They can be some type of conference call. But the bottom line is you want to allow the experts to do the informing. Okay? Now, here's the thing. When you become a master at this right here, you guys have the potential to make a phenomenal amount of income when you focus on getting your team to events. My goal for this next event is 1,000 people at our convention, 1,000 people. Now, you also want to get a new customer set up in the first 24 to 72 hours. The reason for this is the following. People are excited in the first 1 to 3 days. So getting them set up and going on what we have is really important. What I see that a lot of people make a mistake on is that they sign someone up and then they don't even talk to them for a couple of days. So now that person's kind of lost that initial excitement and steam to get this going, right? This is absolutely critical for retention and duplication to get people set up quickly and to follow up and make sure that they're getting it done. You also want to focus on helping customers get a free membership. This is key to retention. So one of the first things I focus on inside of our system, regardless of whether they had the results yet or not on the product, is helping them in the process of getting a free membership so that they don't need to decide month in and month out if they should quit or not. You don't want them to worry about a monthly subscription fee. So one of the things we have inside of our system is to help people very simply get a free membership. They can get people on webinars, videos, or a live event to check it out. Again, you do not have to explain the details, okay? Now, this part is the last part that I want to cover that's very, very important. I'll spend the most time on this one, and it's leveraging leaders. Early in my career, I did not understand the importance of this. I was reminded again at the retreat that we just had of the importance of leveraging the leaders that you have right in front of you. You want to know the secret? Have your leaders work for you. Let me give you an example. One of the chairmen on my team, George Wright, he did not have a lot of time in the beginning because he was already running 2 other businesses. So what he did is he got some people in front of me. I did all the presentations. So I was essentially, it's like he hired me to work for him. Listen to this, guys. I built George Wright, one of my chairmen, all the way to Chairman 10 by me doing the work. Now, that doesn't mean he didn't do anything, because he did. But what he did is he used the system. He invited people to get in front of me. I brought them on board, and I built him a 6-figure income in 4 months. That right there, my friends, is a testimonial of why you want to leverage the leaders that are working with you, that have already been successful. That is the major secret to building a large organization. 2 reasons that most people don't leverage, and this is based upon what actually comes to me. Number 1 is they feel that their leader is too busy and that they don't want to bother them. Do you know why they feel this way? It's what I talked about on Sunday night on the chairman call. People are not accessible. They don't make themselves available to their team. So that's a leader's fault, right? But if you do have one that is accessible, you as the person that are really wanting to build this, you might have that feeling that you don't want to bother them. But here's the reality. You will never get your business to where it needs to go if you're doing it on your own and you're not leveraging the people that you're working with. Number two, they believe that they have not earned the right to communicate because they've not gotten the results yet. I know that a lot of people don't hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, etc., because they are afraid to ask me questions. They're afraid to ask me for my time. In fact, so many of the messages I get, the very first thing they say is they apologize for contacting me. And I'm thinking, isn't that kind of sad that we have to apologize to people for bugging them, right? And I've never looked at it as people are bugging me. I look at it this way. If I'm not being contacted, I'm not going to have a business, right? So my belief is anyone has earned the right, no matter if they're brand new or with, a small rank, which is no rank, in my opinion, is small, as long as they have the desire and then they're open for change and that they are willing to be humble and teachable and coachable, I will work with them. I will respond to them. Okay. These two reasons right here are one of the reasons why people don't leverage. Your leader does not know what you are doing unless you reach out to them. This one, my friends, is huge, because the thing is I think that people think that we know what it is that you're doing. We assume that they're grinding, right? So one of the things that I've improved on over the years is I've actually reached out to the leaders that I'm working with. I've let them know what's going on, and then I update them on my progress. One of my chairmen does a really good job of this, Michael Angel Martin. Phenomenal job of giving weekly updates with what's going on. It's not like he's reporting to me. It's not like he works for me. If anything, it's the reverse. I work for him, okay? You need to reach out to the person or people that you work with so that you can leverage them to help you get to your goals as well. Now, why reach out? Well, because they are the third-party credibility that you need to build a strong team and develop you into a strong leader. This is super, super important, because one of the challenges that people have when they get into this business is that they don't really know how to do it. They've never built it. They've never hit those big ranks. And so the person that you're working with becomes the credibility. It's basically the liaison to, there's setters and then there's closers, right? And so you look at it as you are the setter. You look at the person that you're working with as the closer. Even though we're not necessarily closing people, you want to look at it that way, in the sense that you have a person who is making a lot of money doing this, okay? Like, just as an example, if I look at my phone right now, which I am, the amount of money that I make trading by itself, not including the business side, is astounding. And so with credibility and with authority, I could talk to your people for you. All you need to do is set it up, have them see an overview, and then we actually get on, whether it's a Zoom, whether it's a call, whether it's a message, a text, a group, or whatever. You get on, and I can get on and share my story, my experience, and now help you to bring people on, okay? You want to use leaders for three-way calls like Zoom calls, messages, video calls, in-person meetings, webinar presentations, and so forth. This is the key to your team growing fast. And I want to say this to you again. You want to use the leaders for these three-way messages or calls, because it is the key to your team growing fast. As an example, I'm flying out next week to Miami to my upline leadership to meet with a few individuals that I have who are looking into the company. I'm going to be leveraging my leaders' time and, frankly, even their money to help me, even though that I could close the deal myself if I wanted to. I'm using their time and their money and their expertise and their credibility to help bring on board these individuals. So think about it. I've made millions of dollars. I'm leveraging my upline leadership to help me bring these people on, even though I would think that I could do it myself. Does that make sense? Because it's not that we don't think that you can do it. It's a matter of that you need to leverage it, because that credibility for that person coming on board is beyond yourself, okay? Leverage their experience, leverage their knowledge, leverage their credibility, See, they can help you go from a small team to a big one only as you use them. Guys, I'm dropping some nuggets for you right now. This is 20 years of experience in building over 1 million customers and enrolling 4,000 personals. I'm telling you, now listen to that again, that's 4,000 personals. I'm telling you, the reality is this: if you leverage their experience, their knowledge, and their credibility, they will help you to go from a small team to a big one as you use them. Okay? So the thing is, what do you want to do? You want to use webinars. Plug them into webinars that are successful with converting people into the company. Number two, you want to get them plugged into a system. Now, not any system, but a system that is duplicatable and that is working and proven. Number three, you want to start doing a better job of leveraging your leadership, even if you think that you're good enough to do it on your own. Folks, I'm telling you, these three things right here are going to make the difference. In fact, if anything, webinars, systems, and leveraging leadership actually makes building the business easier. Like, you do not have to work as hard as you're working if you're doing these things right here, because the webinars and systems working for you. You're just plugging people in. Do you think that Chairman 500, David Emenitier, is sitting having to get all these people trained? No, he plugs them into the system. Does he invite people to webinars? Absolutely. Does he leverage leadership? Yes. Maybe he leverages the CEO at this point, right? The point is, he who's making millions of dollars is still leveraging, right? So that's a clue. Success leaves clues. So guys, use the webinars, use a system, and start leveraging leadership better than you are right now.
Hey, really do appreciate all the persons that took the time out to be here. Don't forget to click the link. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a little comment, guys. Have a safe and productive evening. Later.